For today's lesson, let us learn how to introduce someone in Tagalog. Introducing someone is a basic yet essential skill in any language. You typically use introductions when you meet new individuals during social events or in professional environments. These introductions play a key role in fostering social interactions and establishing connections, especially in a professional environment. Mastering the art of introducing someone in Tagalog can help make a positive first impression and show respect for the local culture. In professional settings, politeness is always important. Hence, we must begin with these two things before we introduce someone. First is begin with a greeting. This would depend on the time of the day that the event occurred. For instance, it happened in the morning, we can say magandang umaga. If it happened in the afternoon, we can say magandang hapon. Or if it happened exactly at noon, it could be magandang tanghali. And lastly, if it happened in the evening, we can say magandang gabi. Aside from the greeting, we must begin with introducing ourselves. We can do this by saying ako si and then state your name. For instance, your name is Mario, you can say ako si Mario. There are two ways to introduce someone in a formal setting. First is by saying, ipinapakilala ko po sa inyo si, or in English, it means, let me introduce and then the person's name. So if we're going to use this in a sentence, it would be, ipinapakilala ko po sa inyo si Mr. Cha, ang manager namin. Or in English, it means, let me introduce Mr. Cha, our manager. Another way to introduce someone formally in Tagalog is by saying, gusto ko po makilala niyo si, or in English it means, I would like you to meet and then the person's name. So if we're going to use it in a sentence, it would be, gusto ko po makilala niyo si Eva, katrabaho ko. Or it means in English, I would like you to meet Eva, my coworker. On the other hand, if you're just going to introduce someone amongst your friends or in a more casual setting, you can instead use these two phrases. First is by saying ito si and then the person's name, or in English that translates to this is and then the person's name. So if we're going to use it in a sentence, let's say your friend's name is Louise, we can say ito si Luis or this is Luis. Another way to introduce someone casually is by stating your relationship with the person first and then their name. So, for instance, you would like to introduce your friend Anna, you can say kaibigan ko, which means my friend, and then si Anna or Anna. So, that would be kaibigan ko si Anna or my friend Anna. Here are other examples of introducing someone in a casual setting and in a formal setting. Let us try and see if you can apply what we've learned from today's lesson. First, let us try. How will you introduce her formally? She is L, a new neighbor. One of the ways to introduce her formally is by saying, gusto ko po ipakilala sa inyo si Elle. Siya po ang bago kong kapitbahay. Another try. This time, introduce her casually. She is Sabrina, your new classmate. You can say, ito si Sabrina, bago kong kaklase, or kaklase ko, si Sabrina. Let us also try introducing Marcus, a new model for your brand. You can introduce him by saying, ipinapakilala ko po sa inyo si Marcus, ang bagong modelo ng ating kumpanya or ng ating brand. For the last practice, let's try introducing Remy, your sister, casually. You can introduce her by saying, ito si Remy, kapatid ko, or kapatid ko si Remy. Since we were able to introduce the four people during the practice round, let us now try answering our assessment. So for the first assessment, so what's the opposite? Or in short, what you'll do is that you are going to provide the formal or informal counterpart of each phrase in Tagalog. For the last assessment, we are going to match the translation. So we are going to match the Tagalog phrases with its English counterpart this time.